Welcome back along to the Carp Chronicles podcast, episode number 72. And it's a bit of a controversial one. I've got Craig Mitchell joins me, or more specifically, I joined Craig down at a very well-known lake in Reading. And yeah, it's a great episode. I really enjoyed recording it. I've enjoyed listening to it back. But as I say, Craig is a little bit of a controversial figure, isn't he, for some people? I actually like the guy, to be honest with you. I met him. I thought he was a very genuine person, and I think his heart's in the right place, and I think he's a good bloke. Anyway, I'll get into that in a minute. First off, as always, I'll just fill you in on what's been happening with OptiBaits. It's been flat out. The spring rush seemed to have hit like at the end of January, and it's just been absolutely mental since. All good problems. I'm not complaining, of course, but it has been flat out. And on top of all that, I've been working very hard on what's called the collection. Now, this is a new concept from me. I came up with it because on eBay, numerous of our products, old discontinued things, like when I very first brought out hook baits, those are being sold on eBay for, I think there was a pot of old toucans, which must be about 5 years old now, going for like 45 or 45 quid, 48 quid, I think. Absolute madness. Anyway, got me thinking. Obviously, OptiBait's got a little bit of a cult following, for want of a better phrase. So I came up with this concept to release a limited edition run in 3 different drops, and I'm calling this the collection. So volume 1 of the collection is out now, and there are 3 different hook baits and 2 different liquid flavors for bait making. And key importance here, there are limited numbers of each. So of each hook bait, there are only 25 pots that have been made. They will never be made again. Okay, so this is very exclusive. It's your chance to own a real collectible. Okay, so 25 pots of each hook bait and 20 bottles of each flavor. So in this first drop, and there's going to be 2 more after this one, but in this first one that is live now, you've got the hook baits, which are twin turbos. You can read about the specifics online, but you've got twin turbos, you've got Moonlight 11s, and you have got butterberries. Each one of these are phenomenal carp catchers in their own right. I realize some people are just going to want to collect these and keep them on a shelf. I understand that. I get that. But they will all catch a lot of fish, and they are really special. I've put my blood, sweat, and tears into each and every one of these. Not in the actual recipe, because that would be a little bit weird and gross, wouldn't it? But I've worked extremely hard on these to make them extra special. And I think that comes across in the final product. So those are the hook baits, and the flavors. There are 2, as I said. They are Utopia and the Mooberry. Again, super special. It's a bit weird that I can't keep producing these. I've put so much work into these flavors and hook baits that it feels odd to have them as such a limited run and not continue making them. And to be honest, they're all so good. I mean, I'd make a lot of money if I continue making them, but that goes against the whole concept of the collection. And this is more about doing something that's fun and a bit more of a, I don't want to say legacy thing, because that sounds so fucking ridiculous, but I just wanted to put something out there that was a bit different and collectible for people, because I know a lot of people out there, they love collecting hook baits and they love collecting flavors. So that is what it's all about. Anyway, I don't want to waffle on about this for too much. But as I said, there's only 25 pots of each hook bait, only 20 bottles of each flavor. If you want to check these out, go ahead and head on over to optibaits.com. That is OPTI baits.com. You'll see on the front page there's a section called The Collection. Click on that, and then you'll see everything that I have to offer in this first release of the collection. Anyway, waffled on enough. That is it for the intro. I really hope you enjoy this episode with Craig Mitchell. As I said, I enjoyed recording it. It's something very different. I mean, the guy has fished some very well-known waters, some fantastic waters, including the Mere. And he's also had a bit of a life, to say the least, a very different life from the most of us. And I find it interesting stuff. I enjoyed talking to him, and I think it makes really good, unique listening. So I hope you enjoy this episode as much as I did. Without further a fuss, here is Craig Mitchell.
So I don't usually do the whole where did it all start, because I think it's just a little bit overdone. But obviously with yourself, it's really important to your whole story and where this podcast is going to go. So do you want to run us through the early years of Craig's carping life?
Basically, my dad was responsible for getting me into fishing. He used to fish, there's a lake round our way called Winton's Fishery down in Sussex, and it was one of the big fisheries in sort of the UK in my childhood. It's like David Seaman used to fish there, Matt Hayes and Mick Brown used to film on there. It was I think it was one of the first waters in the country to actually get catfish stocked in. It was that sort of venue. There's 3 lakes there. And my dad was quite friendly with the owner and the owner's son. And naturally, he was a predator angler, like catfish and pike. And obviously as a kid going fishing and with a float rod, and just, I was always around it. And yeah, it just progressed from there really. Sort of, I lived with my dad and stepmum for a bit. And again, just always go fishing with him. And then I ended up living with my mum in Brighton. And it just, there's a little lake down in Lancing called Passage Pond, which if anyone knows it's, yeah, they've all got fucked mouths, half the towers are missing, and you've got all sorts down there, people carp fishing with beach casters, and it's that sort of water, yeah. But me when I'm 10, 11 years old, I was in my element. I think I caught the first ever 20-pounder from there. And carp fishing just hooked me. From the moment I sort of caught that first carp, that was it. I was hooked. And my mum used to drop me down there. I remember I used to have all Argus tackle, Argus rods, Argus bivvy. I used to go through the Argus catalogue, circling all the stuff I wanted. And yeah, it just started from there really. And I don't know how it come about, but I ended up going back to Winton's, sort of showing my face down there, and ended up working there on a Saturday. And because I worked there, you could fish it whenever you wanted. And yeah, I got treated like the owner's son, so to speak. Like, I mean, I was just always there, and anything I wanted, I could have. Anywhere I wanted to fish, I could fish. And Saturdays become Fridays and Saturdays, Sundays, and the next thing you knew, I was bunking off school and running away, getting dropped off at school, and because my school was only about 10 minutes down the road, so I used to get dropped off in my school uniform, wait for my mum, or at the time it was a taxi because I went to a naughty boys school, but I used to get dropped off and that'd be it. I'd wait for the car to go out the drive and I'd be off up the road going to the fishery.
And how old are you at this point?
11 or 12.
Right.
I was there all the time. And my fishing, just that's where I pretty much learned my carp fishing off the passes. Like passes, you could do anything. You chuck a halibut pellet in and you'd catch. But Winton's was a bit more tricky back then for a young kid who just got into it. Like if I went there now, it's a runs water, but back then it was like the lakes, like Mallards for 5 acres. So I remember when I was a kid, I used to look at it thinking, this is massive. I've been up there in the last few years and had a walk around, and it's like, it's just shocks.
It's not what you remembered it as.
I just remember this massive lake with 2 islands in the middle. Like I couldn't even hit the island, and now it's like I can underarm them. But yeah, I've sort of fished. Like as a kid, I was always in and out of trouble, always up to like mischief and doing things I shouldn't have been doing. And another big part of my life was racing cars. I was racing stock cars from the age of 8 years old. So I was either at the scrapyard or at my dad's workshop working on race cars, or travelling around the country racing cars, or I was at school, or should have been at school, and I was fishing. So me and my dad didn't really see eye to eye. Went to my mum's, And it's just that's when my fishing took off. Obviously, I didn't have my dad there to discipline me, so I was never doing anything I should be doing, and all I wanted to be doing was fishing. And my mum used to take me down to Winton's. I remember there was one December, I was only about 13, 14, and she dropped me off, and I think I'd done like 6 solid weeks in the middle of winter.
Nights and all.
Yeah, just fishing, like the 6 solid weeks fishing. I was only young, but to me it was just normal. My mum used to drop me off to Eastfield waters, like the Mill Pond and places like that. And I must have been 12, 13 years old, no older. She'd drop me off on a Friday and come to pick me up on a Sunday, and I'd be like, no, I'm staying. It was just like, it was my life. Other than racing cars, it was fishing.
Yeah.
And it was the only thing that kept me out of trouble.
Did the older boys on the lake kind of take you under their wing and that sort of stuff? Were you just literally on your own?
Yeah, they did, but they probably thought you little fucker. Like,
yeah.
I was a little bastard back then. But yeah, I always had respect and looked up to the older people.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I was brought up. So, but people around my own age used to hate me because I was always doing stuff I shouldn't have been doing. And any money I earned from doing stuff I shouldn't have been doing got spent on fishing tackle.
Mm.
So in a very short space of time, I had everything. My mum always used to make sure I had everything I needed. If it weren't for my mum, my fishing wouldn't be what it is. Like, she used to drive all over the country, dropping me off places.
Yeah.
So I'd done the British Young Carpers Championships at Linear the year Tom Dove won it.
Right.
She drove me up there, and my mum took me everywhere. Always gave me money, always bought me fishing gear and bait and food shopping. So, but yeah, from Winton's, I just knew everything. Like, obviously, when I was working there all the time, I was there all the time, I was fishing there all the time. I knew everyone. It wasn't long, and within a couple of years, I'd caught them all. Like, by the age of 14, I'd caught a fish that was known as the scarred mirror. It was like 39.6
Mm.
and I think it was the biggest fish on the complex at the time. Yeah, I caught them, and then but that didn't last long, and I got banned for crashing the quad bike. With me being an adrenaline junkie, was not just poodling around the lakes. I was out racing around the backfields, and I crashed it.
This was the lake's quad bike, I guess.
Yeah. Winton's is a quad bike. Yeah, I went fishing France, and one of the other lads there that worked there grassed me up, and that was it. And I was never allowed back. And then sort of stumped with my fishing. I didn't really know what to do, but we then moved to Worthing. Me and my mum and my sister, we moved to again down in Sussex, a place called Worthing, and just down the road there was a lake called Patching Pond, which I'd heard about, and a few people said, you should go and have a look at Patching Pond. Anyway, I've gone down there. My mum's took me down there. We found it, and there was a sign, obviously, the phone number on it. Rung them up, and that to drive over to Amring to the guy's house to pay the ticket, and then he told you had to be 16 to do nights, and he asked for my birth certificate, and obviously I didn't have it on me, and 2, I was like, shit, I think I was 14. I was like, that's what we're gonna do. So I said, yeah, no problem. I'll have to come back. Well, me being me, I forged my birth certificate, made it out I was 16, got my night ticket, and within 3 months I'd caught them all. Apart from one common. There was a 30-pound common in there which I wanted to catch. But that was my first experience of sort of fishing for named fish.
Yeah.
Like, it was my first experience of fishing a clear lake, like the Terriern style fishing. Like, I grew up on Terriern, and that for me, it was the closest thing that I'd ever done to it. It was only a little pond, but about 5-6 acres. But it was clear, it was weedy, and it had named fish in it. Like,
I think we've all got that lake, haven't we? That's like, it was like a pivotal moment.
Yeah,
it's like,
kickstart.
fuck. It's like you just jump up a few notches, don't you? I think everyone has that lake.
Yeah, and then so I'd caught them all in a few months, apart from one common, and it was the biggest common in. I never caught it, and then I got a letter at home. It's become to our attention that you're under the age of 16 and blah blah blah. You're banned. So that was another one I was banned from. But ironically, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks later that I got my letter, the big one got found dead. It died. So it was a bit of a karma. Like, I never got to catch it, and I wasn't doing anything wrong there. I thought it was my birthday, I got to fish it. But
Because people were grassing you up, were they?
yeah, someone found out I'd caught them, and I was catching them all left, right, and centre. I was there all the time, and like it happens on everywhere, no one says anything until you start catching, do they? So from there, it was Chichester, Vinatro, Runkton. That was the next step, and I was probably no older than 15. Turned up at Chichester, and that was a whole different ball game. I've gone from 5, 6, 7 acre lakes to what looked like the bloody ocean to me.
Yeah,
like it's massive, huge pits. Like, and that's where my carp fishing really took a turn, and that's where the obsession sort of kicked in. I was already fishing a lot, as much as I possibly could. But by this point, my dad had moved to Spain, and there was just my mum and my sister and me. And there was literally no way, like before, where I was living with my mum, she could ring my dad up and go, he's being a little shit, and he'd give me a bollocking, and I was scared of my dad. I mean, he used to beat me, so I was one of them, and I was always scared of him. But of course, now he's living in Spain. I've got no one to be afraid of. Mum couldn't ring anyone. So yeah, I just literally I was living on the lakes. I was literally living there. And I was, like I say, I was no older than 15 when I started. And I started on Runkton, which I didn't know the history of Runkton. I had no clue about it. All I knew is there was a group of lakes in Chichester. And that's where I was fishing. They were £5 for 24 hours, and there was no rules. You do what you like. People were out in boats, and it was a whole different world to me. But obviously, I'm seeing people with all this tackle, and I've got stuff that's I thought was good, but nowhere near what I needed. And that's where the crime really started for me.
Right.
To pay for it, I was doing absolutely anything and everything I possibly could.
Is it like all through these years, did you have a group of mates that you went fishing with or anything like that?
No.
Or was it you were...
I had one person, like rest in peace, old Dave, but Dave Standard. We both went to the naughty boys school.
Right.
And it was like been kicked out of 7 or 8 schools before the age of 12. And the last resort before boarding, before like Borstal, was this naughty boys school that was 6 kids to a class. If you have a problem with another lad in the year, you should be able to go to the head teacher, and as long as you both agreed on it, look, in the gym, you'd have a punch up. Like, that's how I was brought up. Like, my dad was violent to me and everyone in my family, so I was brought up around violence.
Yeah.
Then ended up in this school that we were just all violent.
Yeah.
But Dave, yeah, he was like 3 or 4 years older than me, and he was sort of around the Winton's days. Tanyards, I've done a little bit down Tanyards fishery back in there, and but other than that, no, I was on my own.
You were out on your own, yeah.
Until I got to Chichester, it was mad because obviously Terry Earn was on Vinatro at the time when I started, because you got Vinatro and Runkton next door to each other. There's like a causeway bank between the two, and at the time you had John Mack, who was on Runkton. You had little Richie Curtis on Runkton. You had Pompey John on Vinny, Terry Earn on Vinny, and then you had me running around like a lunatic. But I got on well with them all. Like, you know, they all looked after me and all give me food and helped me tie rigs. And like, for instance, like the chod rig, when Terry first started using it, I remember looking at it thinking like, what? I was going back trying to tie it and not having a fucking clue what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But that's where it all started for me. Like, the obsession kicked in.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Like, I wouldn't.
And what sort of year was this?
That would have been 2000. So I went to Spain beginning of 2006, and I was on Chichester for 3 years before that. 2003. That was.
Yeah. So they're fucking huge names, obviously.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
like,
don't get
the pinnacle of it.
Don't get much bigger than Terry.
Fishing amongst them.
Yeah.
Like, and there was no social media.
Right.
There was no face. I think you might have had MySpace. I think,
yeah,
if you had
a
laptop or something. I can't remember. I was never into all that. But you never had smartphones. You never had anything like that at all. But then because of me, the way my life was going around criminality, I ended up being wanted. So my only choice was, see you later, I'm off to Spain where my dad was.
And you're how old at this point?
17.
Right.
I was on my toes. And I'd never had a driving licence because I was always because I'd driven cars since I was a kid, racing them. Obviously, I used to take my mum's car out at night when she went to bed, and I used to get nicked for driving without a licence, driving without insurance. Then I'll get a ban before I even got my licence. Then I'll get caught again. And I think I had like a 5 or 6 year ban, but it was before I'd even hit 17.
Jeez.
And but yeah, I just didn't care. I was an absolute little shit.
Yeah.
But the only thing that sort of kept me away from doing stupid stuff was the fishing.
Yeah.
I was, without going into too much details, I was like a bit of weed here and there and people around the lakes. That was what was keeping me fishing, paying for my fishing. But if it hadn't been for the fishing, I would have been on a lot more serious things. But yeah, ended up getting in some trouble and having to go on the run. But before I could get out the country, there's a lake at Chichester called West Lake, which no one really fished. It's about 25 acres, and there was a bank that was out of bounds. You couldn't get. It was just impenetrable. Well, I built a swim down there and lived down there for about 6 months. Just kept out the way.
Yeah.
And then
people knew you were there.
Yeah, the word got out, and then I went from West Lake to Ivy Lake, which again's on this complex. And Ivy Lake's a big. They've got speedboats running around it, and it had some islands, big islands in the middle.
Right. So
me being me, I'm off out. I was living on the island for a few months.
Nice.
And yeah, I ended up nicking a van from down my way, down Burgess Hill, and I just went through New Haven, and I was drove down to Spain, never driven abroad, never had a map, never had a sat nav. I just drove to New Haven and stopped at, I think I got a map when I got to the other side, and I looked on the map, and my dad was on the phone saying, basically naming the towns I had to head for, all the way through France and Spain until I got down the bottom of Spain.
That's a ballsy move, mate.
But I had no choice.
Yeah.
That's what I had to do.
So what, do you mind me asking, what, or you might not want to say, but what were you running away from? Was it anything in particular, or was it like a collection of things?
A gun got pulled out on someone.
Right.
And allegedly it was me.
Right.
So, obviously, I couldn't really stay about.
No.
My name got thrown in the mix, and yeah, I was off. I thought I weren't sticking around for this one.
Yeah.
So yeah, but obviously I've been through the courts loads as a kid for nicking stuff, and I've done a burglary once when I was on a hairdresser's when I was a kid. It's just all stupid stuff.
Burgled a hairdresser's?
Yeah, I'm nicking the old GHD hair straighteners.
Right.
Anything to earn money. It was just to pay for my fishing. But yeah, so I went down to Spain, and the next thing you know, I'm on the Ebro fishing.
Jeez.
Like literally have gone from Winton's, Tanyards and Patching Pond.
Your dad, you said he was an angler, right? So was he fishing the Ebro? Or?
Nah, my old man, he's some people don't like the word, but he's an out and out noddy.
Right.
Like he hasn't got a clue when it comes to fishing. Right. Obviously as a kid, I was brought up into fishing through him.
Yeah.
And he's still a noddy now. Like he's still, I don't know, I don't really talk to him, but yeah, he still does his fishing, I think. But other than that, I don't really know. But he's never been like,
no.
He's always bought the ready tied rigs and watches all the old magazines and that for his latest rig and all that sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Obviously, I got into fishing through him.
Yeah.
We just went different paths. You know.
It's each their own. It's different things to different people.
Yeah, he loves his pike and his catfish back then.
Yeah.
I think he does a bit of carp fishing now, but I don't have anything to do with him, so I don't really know. But yeah, I forgot where we was going with that.
So you hot-footed it over to Spain.
Yeah, so
start fishing the Ebro.
Yeah, I was on the Ebro. Like I thought, obviously, I still want to go fishing, but I'm out in Spain. Where do I fish? So yeah, I went on the Ebro. I used to go up there, and I was fishing a couple of weeks a month, coming back down to the south of Spain. But again, no license. driving around in the van that I'd nicked from England, plated up.
Shit.
But over there, it didn't matter. Back then, 2005 and 6,
They had no way of telling.
no way of telling.
Right.
I had insurance documents that were printed up ourselves, just driving around Spain in a van, fishing, and again, up to mischief.
Yeah.
And as you can imagine, living down in that area of Spain, the Costa del Sol,
Yeah.
you meet all sorts of people and get involved in all sorts of things. And before I knew it, I was knees deep and ended up importing Class A's into the UK.
Yeah. At the time, was that something that you wanted to do? Like, did it seem kind of romantic? Because as blokes, we all love those films, don't we?
Yeah.
You know, there is something, there's something, there must have been some kind of draw, or was it literally
I've been around
necessity and you were just there, wrong place, wrong time, and you just got
I've been around it all my life.
Mm.
And I've said and I'll say it openly and I'll speak about it. As mad as it sounds, I'm glad I got arrested when I did.
All right.
Because if I hadn't, I'd either be dead or I'd be doing a life sentence on a murder case.
Right.
Because I was a loose cannon.
Right.
Like, I was known for carrying firearms and I was just going down. But I was young, had no care in the world, brought up by a violent father, went to a violent school and lived on the bank, and all I wanted to do. The fishing was an obsession. Like, I was doing anything and everything I could.
Yeah.
Just to stay on the bank. I was driving around in cars. I remember I used to buy cars off the side of the road, 15 years old. Turn up, pay them cash, I'd be off. No license, no insurance, no tax. But back then, you could get away with it. You used to get a 7-day producer.
Yeah.
Try to do that nowadays.
Yeah, you can't, can you?
No.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, of course.
It is a good thing.
No, it is like...
Wouldn't have been for you, but...
No, but back then, obviously... but now, it's like the crime game's done. Anyone involved in that now is finished. It's a mugs game. It really is. Like, there's only one way I'd end up going back to jail, and that's if you hurt any female member of my family or my kids. And I'll go back happily with a smile on my face. But other than that, the crime game's finished. It's not worth it.
I'm probably getting a bit ahead of myself here, but what are your thoughts on it all? Is it something you regret, or are you just like, nah, fuck it, like that's that?
Oh, this is going to be controversial. Do I regret it? No.
Nothing at all.
No.
Right.
There's parts of things I've missed during that 12 years I was inside, because I went away when I was 19 and got out when I was 31. So you think what you've done in your life between the ages of 19 and 31.
Yeah. So you regret getting caught, but you don't regret doing the crime, so to speak.
Yes, because of things like my granddaddy died when I was in jail.
Yeah.
My biggest fear was my mum or something happening to my mum while I was away.
Yeah.
But I had without sounding big-headed, my family had quite a bit of a reputation around my way. So I was never worried about danger happening to my family. It was like it was death or something happening out of control that couldn't be controlled, because most things could be sorted and dealt with from inside. Like I had phones and stuff. I mean, it wasn't an issue, but it was like Christmas Day. I hate Christmas, and I still do. I imagine it's Christmas Day, I'm ringing my family, and they're all crying.
Yeah,
like they'll all miss me. They'll want me there. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, and I'm sat in jail.
Yeah.
I get my 2 hours out, I get my chicken leg and my couple of roast potatoes. And that's it. Like the jail, that's jail. You might get to smoke a joint, and that's about as far as it goes. But
that's tough, knowing that you're sort of ruining their Christmas as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's like things I struggle with, just general, like buying presents for people.
Yeah.
I've never had to do it.
No, of course.
Like I've never so
anyway, I'm making you skip a load of stuff here, right?
Right.
It's my fault. So you're in Spain, Costa del Crime, as they used to call it, didn't they?
Yeah.
You were all caught in that, and then did you get arrested out there, or what's?
I got arrested coming back into the UK,
right?
On a conspiracy to supply Class A's cocaine.
So not your original crime that you've, or not alleged crime that you fled from? And
no, they obviously, I got arrested for that when I was on a fake passport.
Yeah.
So that obviously at the time they didn't realise it was me.
And how many years had you been in Spain at that point?
2, I think.
Right.
2 years. But I'd been in and out the country.
Right.
But I was used to go through Newhaven Dieppe because there was no security in Newhaven.
Right.
After I'd sussed it out, after 11 o'clock, there was no security. You literally come off the boat, drove straight through, and you was on the road and gone. And I was on a dodgy passport, so I used to go in and out regularly.
What for? Oh, yeah.
Business.
Right. It was a dumb question, wasn't it?
Yeah, dumb question. But yeah, it just ended up getting nicked with a parcel of work on a conspiracy charge. Conspiracy to import.
How big was the parcel?
2 kilos.
Right. Big parcel.
Yeah, it is when you're like 18 years old.
Yeah.
And I think I was just about to turn 9. Oh, yeah, I was, because it was November I got arrested and my birthday's in December. So I was just about to turn 19.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Shit.
But
that's heavy stuff to be in at that age.
Yeah, but I mean, I've been around it all my life.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and without even, like, well, now I can sit back and see how it happened. But back when you're that age, you imagine I'm 15, 14 years old, living on the bank, got all the best fishing gear.
Yeah.
Round grown men fishing, and that was my life, and it is my life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it just it's a stepping stone. People say oh, the people that smoke weed then go on to harder drugs. It's no different with a crime. You do. It's just it's a snowball effect.
Right.
And yeah, I'm out in Spain. Bit of a reputation, bit of a naughty boy, and before you know it, I was sending parcels of work back to the UK.
Right. How would they do that? How do you send that? You're not just putting it in fucking UPS or whatever, are you?
Nah, yeah.
Don't.
Many different ways, we'd say.
Yeah, sure.
I don't want to fuck up for the rest.
No.
Okay. No, but I yeah. There's all different sorts of ways.
Right.
But yeah, mine was in all hidden compartments of cars.
Right.
But we'll leave it at that.
Okay. Cool. So, or not cool, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So you come back, get arrested.
Yeah, I got arrested coming off the boat.
Oh, they were waiting for you?
Yeah, they were waiting for me.
Right.
Yeah, got nicked with a fair bit of money in the car. And obviously the 2 kilos was hidden in a compartment in the car. And obviously I was on a fake passport.
Yeah.
So they nicked us. They knew I was. I mean, they were sat there. Remember, I used to go through it after 11 every night. There used to be a shed, and there used to be a guy sat in it. This is before 11 o'clock, and he used to drive up, show me passport. He used to open the gate and drive through. Like, I've been through there 20 times.
Right.
Like, and that was the procedure. After 11 o'clock, that hut was closed.
So you went through 20 times in what kind of space?
2 years.
Right, okay.
Yeah, backwards and forwards.
Right. So it wasn't constant. The guy wasn't like, who the fuck's this guy?
Nah.
No. Got you.
So yeah, I've been through, and I've come off the boat at Newhaven, and so, have you been on a ferry? You must have been on a ferry.
Yeah.
So as you're coming off, you're high up, and then you drive down the ramp.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to the top, and I've looked down, and that shed that's normally closed, the barrier's open, it's just got old Bill everywhere. And I turned around to my mate and went, we're nicked. And that was it. Never saw the light of day again for 12 years.
Sure. And what, do you mind saying what you got sentenced for? Or was it
conspiracy to import Class A's? I got a 10 for that. 10 years, do 5. And then I was finishing off that. And then I got slammed with another charge of supplying and distribution of firearms.
Wow.
I got another 10 consec to the first 10.
Wow.
So I finished the first one and then started the second one.
Intent to supply firearms.
I got a 10 for the drugs and then a 10 to supply and distribute firearms in the UK.
It's pretty fucking illegal, mate. Sounds pretty fucking illegal.
Yeah, mate. But again, like I say, it's one thing leads to another, and before I knew it, like people, I try and put it into perspective for people. Like, if you drive around in a Ferrari, do you really want to go back and drive around in a Fiesta?
Yeah.
Like, you always want more, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what it is in life. If you're fishing, you want to catch bigger fish. If you're working, you want to earn more money. If you got your nice house, you want to make it nicer.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing in life. You always want it to be more, bigger, or better.
It's human nature, isn't it? It's progression, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
It's, you know.
And just mine happened to be, and the only thing I knew was crime.
Yeah.
And fishing. And fishing full time.
Don't pay.
Don't pay. No, it don't. But obviously, even back then, like, it was unheard of. Like, you had the Terrys, you had the Nigel Sharps, Ian Russells. You had all those names. Obviously, they used to make a living out of it. But nowadays,
But not like what you were making.
nah,
Far from it.
far from it. I could do 3 days' work and fish for 3 months,
Yeah.
and still have change at the end of it.
So you do 12 years in the end.
Yeah, done 12. Yeah,
Yeah. Which is it's a lot of time. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine what it's like. I've done one night in a jail.
in a cell.
Yeah. For nothing like what you...
Yeah,
Different level.
slept from the blue mat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that. For
I know
12
you
years.
think there was a mat, actually. But I remember going in there and they basically they put me in there till I sobered up, basically.
Yeah.
And I just that was enough for me. I thought, not that I was doing anything illegal anyway. I wasn't like you at all. But I thought, fuck, ever going to prison.
Yeah.
Like, that is just not for me.
Well, look,
I fucking hated it.
I'm not going to glamorise it in the slightest, but it's nothing like you hear and you see on TV.
No.
Like, the thing is, the longer sentences are actually easier to deal with than the smaller ones, because when you're doing, let's say you get a year, you go in, you're pissed off, right? It takes you 3 months to get settled, get organised, get all your own clothes, get your bed in, get your stereo and get your routine. It takes you 3 months. Then you got the last 3 months, you're gate happy, what they call gate happy, where you're going
Like at the end of the
3
tunnel.
months. It's like a kid on Christmas Eve, yeah?
Yeah.
Imagine that times 10 for 3 months. Like, every day feels like a month for the last 3 months. So then you've got that middle period of 6 months. Whereas the longer ones, you know you're not going nowhere. You know you're not going home.
You just accept your fate.
You just accept it. You either, and I've got some savage stories about people killing themselves, but like, you either kill yourself or you get on with it and do it. Like, yeah, no, obviously just get on and do it.
We'll go back to fishing. I don't want people to think this is a fucking prison podcast, but we'll talk about it a bit, 'cause it's unique, you know?
Yeah.
That first day you're getting transported to your home
Yeah.
for the next 12 years. I know we'd all like to think we wouldn't be shitting it, but I think I'd be apprehensive at
I was
best.
definitely apprehensive. But when I was that age, like I said, I didn't give a fuck for no one.
No.
I was violent. I could have a row. But yeah, don't get me wrong. I was thinking, oh,
But still,
what am I walking into?
Yeah.
Like,
Of course.
I had mates that were in jail. I had mates that were in Lewis at the time, and that I spoke to on the phone. So I knew I wasn't going in blind.
Right, okay.
But I was still like, oh my days, what the fuck's going to be happening?
Yeah,
here?
of course.
But I went to 36 different jails in 12 years.
Did you really?
Yeah, all 5. There's 5 AA cat dispersals in the country. I've done all 5 of them.
Why?
Violence.
But surely that would have bumped your sentence up. It doesn't work like that, no?
No, I'll tell you why. It should do.
Yeah.
Unless you do something really drastic. Obviously, then you get outside charges. But the problem is, or what's good for the prisoners, is if they take it outside, i.e. if the prison service take it to the police, obviously then there's a report done on that prison.
Right.
And then the governor gets his wrist slapped.
Wow.
So what they do is they tend to keep it in-house. Unless you do something drastic, like kill someone, or like,
Yeah.
unless it's really, really bad, then obviously it has to go outside.
Yeah.
But if it's not, like slashings and like stabbings where people ain't life-threatening, that you guys, the media don't, and the public don't even hear about it.
It happens a lot.
Oh, daily.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you think prison works or not?
No,
Not at all.
not at all.
What's the answer then? Like, what? Because presumably you don't think. I mean,
I know.
you can't have a fucking a world full of crime. Like,
No, of course you can't.
You can't. Like,
No, you can't. But like knife crime, I could stop knife crime within a week.
Well, how would you do that?
Get caught carrying a knife,
Yeah.
you're getting 20 years in jail.
Shit.
But now you get caught carrying a knife, you get a suspended sentence, so you might get 6 weeks.
All right.
You stab someone, you get an 18 years. You stab someone, you ain't coming out of jail. You get caught carrying a knife in the street on a stop and search, you're getting 20 years, mate. Not 5 years, not 10 years. You're getting 20 years for carrying a knife. And for the first month, they'll just be doing stop checks everywhere. Who's going to be walking around with a knife?
No.
That'll stop knife crime. You're getting 20 years for carrying a knife. Unless you got a reasonable explanation, you bought a set of knives for your house and they're in a shopping bag, in a knife block, and your mum's carrying them, you're getting 20 years for carrying a knife on the street. That stops knife crime.
Yeah, you hear, I mean, obviously I live in the countryside, but you hear everyone, well, it sounds like every fucker's got a knife in London.
Yeah, it's horrendous.
It's gone nuts.
Yeah, it is. It's bad. I could sit here for hours talking about that. But look, they could easily stop it, but I don't know why they won't. Would you want to carry a knife for 20 years if you got 20 years in jail?
No, not at all.
Like they're getting 18 years for stabbing people.
That doesn't even make sense.
No. That's what I mean. So give them 20 years. If you get caught carrying a knife in the street, you're getting 20 years in prison. Not doing half of it, not doing 3/4 of it. You're getting 20 years, mate. You're going to prison for 20 years for carrying a knife. You ain't going to carry a knife.
Oh, shit. Are you saying that would be your law?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying that you could get 20 years.
No, I'm saying.
Sounds like, how are people only getting 15?
No,
right,
I'm saying.
I see what you're saying.
To stop knife crime,
yeah.
You get caught carrying a knife, I'm giving you 20 years.
Got you. I'm with you now.
And I'd have stop and searches all over the whole of London.
Yeah.
I'm using London as an example because that's probably the worst capital for knife crime.
Oh, yeah.
But I'd have stop and searches every day in every town.
Yeah.
Who's going to want to carry a knife?
I imagine there's only a certain amount of time the police could afford to do that, though.
But the word would get about.
It would.
Don't be carrying a knife, mate. You get caught with a knife, you're getting 20 years. You go, well, that nutters dude, he's giving 20 years out carrying a knife. I ain't going to carry them.
No. So, 12 years inside, you get out, like, what's that first day when you come out? What was the first thing you did? And we will get, for the listeners, we will get back to fishing.
Yeah,
trust me. And there's a lot of good fishing stuff coming. There really is. But this is interesting to me, at least.
The first place I went to was a barber shop. Got my hair cut.
Right.
And then KFC on the way home.
KFC was your choice.
Well, it was the first thing I'd saw when I think we stopped because I got released from Bedford. So yeah, I'm sure it was definitely KFC. And it was at a service station on the way home.
Nice.
That was KFC.
Best KFC of your life, I bet.
You know what? I can't even remember.
Oh, really?
For the first week, I don't think I slept.
Really?
Yeah, because it was so quiet.
Right.
You're thinking, Joe, everyone's kicking their doors, banging music, screws walking up and down the metal landers, keys jangling, on the phone when you weren't meant to be, listening out for screws. And all of a sudden, I'm at home, dead quiet. Couldn't sleep for about a week.
Was it hard? Like, 'cause everyone would imagine it was amazing, but was it actually...
What, getting out?
Yeah. But I
still struggle now.
Really?
I still struggle with certain things now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like, when I got out, my sister picked me up. Now, bearing in mind, when I went to jail, my sister didn't drive. How old was she? I can't think how old she was. I think she was 16 when I went to jail.
Shit.
Yeah. I got out and she was driving and I was...
She's 28.
Fucking shit my pants.
Yeah.
She was like, I hadn't been in a car for 12 years.
It's fucking nuts, isn't it?
All I see is the white lines. You know the white lines on the road?
Yeah.
Felt like I was going 500 miles an hour. I kept telling her to slow down. She's only doing 30.
Really?
Yeah. I know the only place I've been is back of prison buses.
Yeah.
Can't see anything.
And that's that stood out to you. That
was my most memorable thing of getting a step.
Really?
And the smell.
Right.
The smell.
Smells.
Like literally, when they say you can smell freedom, I'm not even joking. Like, because again, to try and make you realise it, you know, when you go into a hospital and you get that hospital smell.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah. That's because of obviously it's all cleaned with chemicals. Prison's no different.
Right.
There's a different smell. but it's got a smell.
Yeah.
So when I come out, and I came out in May, all the grass was cut. I could smell cut grass. Like, yeah. Better than any drug I've ever taken. Better than any fish I've ever caught. There's no feeling like walking out them gates.
Things we take for granted every single day.
Yeah. But like, I hadn't had a set up walking up when you're walking around the jails or whatever you're doing. You never unlock a door. You don't ever have a set of keys. So if you walk up, if you're going moving from place to place, you walk with an officer. He unlocks a door, he lets you through, he locks it, then he opens the next one. You walk through, he locks it. So when I got out, we went out for a meal that evening, and I remember I walked up to the door of the restaurant and stopped. And I can't remember who it was. Someone said, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot that I can open doors." Because I've said for 12 years, I haven't had to touch a fucking door handle.
Shit.
Yeah, it was weird. Just going shopping, walking on the pavement, the car driving towards you. Fucking scared the shit out of me.
That's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts. So you come out, are you
So I went to...
you thinking, I'm never fucking going back there, or did it not put you off?
I had all intentions not to go back. I did go back.
You did go back?
Yeah, 16 months.
Right, I didn't know that.
No, I went back for a short while. But yeah, that was a couple of years after getting out. But yeah, I had no intention, didn't want to go back.
Yeah.
But the only thing I knew other than naughtiness was tiling, like kitchens, bathrooms. And that was only by pure fluke. One of my stepdad's friends, when I got kicked out of school at some point, he was like, I'll take him to work, and I sort of learned how to tile.
So that's what you went into?
Yeah, I fished pretty much full time for about 4 years.
And it's obviously very different. I mean, what, you got your old tackle, or like what?
No, I bought all new stuff.
Right.
I bought everything before I'd even got out, because I had mobiles and I had phones and that in there. So I was on the phone to my mate Liam, my missus at the time, and because I used to get Carp Talk and Carp World.
Yeah.
Carp Talk every week, Carp World every month, and I think the other one was, is it Advanced Carp or something?
Something like that.
Yeah. Not
going now, is it? No, none of them are, I don't think.
Nah, but I used to get them delivered to my cell. Used to be able to order magazines.
Yeah.
So that's what I used to get, the fishing mags. And in the back of Carp Talk, you used to have the classifiers, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
So I used to buy a bit of, like 6 months before getting out, I had my mate Liam running around everywhere, picking up bits of fishing gear, and he'd be like, oh, I found this set of rods, and he'd be online and found it, oh yeah, I'll go and buy them. But I tried to buy everything I had before I went away, because I lost everything. I think them alarms are the only things I didn't lose, which are the old original RXs.
The old RXs, good alarm.
That's the only thing I had left.
Yeah.
I don't know how, because my dad sold everything, I think, or whatever. I give it. I don't know what happened to.
Still a lot of them about, mate. They just fucking last, don't they? Go on and on and on.
They're bomb-proofing things.
Yeah.
I think I've got about 5 or 6 of them now.
Yeah, great alarms. Yeah, very good.
Yeah. So yeah, I had Century NG rods before I went away. I had Dyer Infinity reels and the solar bank sticks and buzz bars, and I wanted.
And that's all gone, obviously. You didn't.
Yeah, my dad. I don't know what he'd done with it. He probably sold it all. But yeah, I had nothing. I had all remember the Shimano tribal luggage?
Yeah, I remember that.
I had all
camo stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted Liam was kept telling me, mate, there's better stuff. I'm no, I want what I had before, because I thought that when I went away, that was the best there was.
Yeah.
And of course, I ended up getting all the stuff again, but I didn't get Century rods. I got Free Spirit High S's, I think they were.
Oh yeah, great rods. What year is this, by the way? 2017. Right. This is not that long ago.
Nah. Right. Was it 9 years ago?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's longer than you think.
Yeah, because I got a new short insurance quote today, and I got 9 years, no claims, because I passed my test the first month I was out.
For the first time ever.
Well, yeah, because I was quite lucky, because I ended up with I think it was like totaled up, I think it was like a 6 or 7 year driving ban in total. But when I'd been away for so long,
it was spent.
The ban was done, and I come out over the age of 30, so my insurance was cheap.
Yeah.
And because I'd been away for so long, I didn't have to declare any conviction because I was over 5 years old.
No way.
I done my test straight away, passed within a month, and Yeah, I done my new insurance today, just before you got here. It was 9 years, no claims. So I've been out 9 years.
Right.
Minus a little 16 months in the middle.
Yeah.
But I fished full time. I got out. I was living in Snodland in Kent.
Right.
And I remember going on Google. All I wanted to do was fish. I just wanted to go fishing.
Yeah.
Like catch a carp. And I was living with my mum. Got out. Obviously, I got about probation conditions, live and sleep at a certain address and all that stuff. And I've gone on Google Maps and literally right behind my mum's house are these 3 massive lakes. I was in Snodland. And I'm doing a bit of research. It was Medway Valley Angling, or Medway Valley Fisheries, I think they were called. And I've ended up getting a phone number, ringing the guy up. This is literally within probably 24 hours of getting out of jail. I've got all my fishing gears all ready to go. Like, I'm ready. And I've got an hold of a phone number. And the guy was called Tony Pocock. He's quite well known in the fishing world. And especially around Kent. Anyway, he's like, yeah, pop over, mate. He said, we'll have a chat. So I've walked in there and he's like, didn't know me from Adam, never spoke to him before. Didn't know nothing about me. I said, look, I've just moved to the area. I said, you got a lake here called Brooklands. Not the Brooklands everyone knows. This is
Right.
Snodland. He's like, yeah. He said, that's it there. That's my jewel in the crown, or crown in the jewel, whatever you call it. And I was like, yeah, I want a ticket. And he just laughed at me. He's like, oh, mate, you ain't getting a ticket on there. I said, why? He said, there's waiting list. He said, that's my baby. He's offering me tickets on these other lakes. He's got Trout Lake and this other lake. All lakes. He's got about 9 or 10 lakes he had at the time on his club, so to speak. And anyway, he's showing me all these photo albums with fish that were in Brooklands. And me being me like I was like, mate, I ain't leaving it till I get a ticket. I want a ticket. But we got on really well. And he's like, I was like, what's it? I said, how much is the ticket? He went, it's 550 quid. I said, I'll give you 1,200 quid cash now for a ticket. And he took it. That night, I went and got my fishing gear. I went and fished it. And on my third night, I caught a 36-pound 6 common. My first fish in 12 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And yeah, that was it. I was hooked again. I just literally fished 4 or 5 nights a week for around about 4 years.
You still had money from before you went away?
Yeah. Well, I'd earned a lot of money in jail. And I can't really go into too much detail.
Sure. Investment
in jail. But yeah, got out and I was comfortable. Didn't need to work and just fished. But you had this new thing that was coming to me, was social media.
Yeah.
There was no such thing as smartphones when I went away.
No.
I think the first iPhone come out in this country was 2007, and Blackberries, only like the businessmen in London had Blackberries in like late 2006, I think, if I remember rightly.
Right.
But do you remember the old slide up LG chocolates, I think they were called? The old like Samsung D600s, used to slide them up.
Yeah. They were quite far in though. There was... So were phones not around when you went away, no?
Yeah, it was the old slide ups, the Samsung
Right.
D. There was no smartphones.
No. Yeah, no, definitely not.
No, there was no such thing. But when I got out, there was I think it was like an iPhone 9.
Right.
So the whole world had changed.
Yeah.
Like there was Facebook, there was Instagram, and God knows whatever, all the other sites.
Yeah.
I didn't have a clue.
No.
Like, no clue about them.
In that 2017, it was social media it had been around for a long time.
Yeah, but
it wasn't just a new thing. But
no,
to you,
to me,
completely fucking new.
Yeah, and like when you caught a fish and you used to send it off, didn't you, to Carp?
Yeah.
You used to go to the post office, fill in the old catch report in the back of the magazine.
Yeah.
Put it in an envelope, send it off, and you used to wait to see whether, like what Scott Lloyd's doing now. I love what Scott Lloyd's doing with the old Fisherman's News. He's trying to replicate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, back then it was like the only way you knew about fish was what you got told.
Yeah.
Or what you saw in the magazine. But then all of a sudden, I'm out of jail. There's rap sticks, there's spoms, there's Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. Like the whole world of changing. No, not just fishing, every aspect.
Mm. I think we all look back on the older days of fishing with rose-tinted glasses. But for you, coming out like that, was it like, this is fucking brilliant because there's fishing at my fingertips, or fishing fix at my fingertips? Or was it a bit sad because...
I was slow getting onto it because I was not only had social media become a new thing to me, but also, like, even now, like paying my phone bill and stuff like that, I can't do it. Like writing emails, or if I have a problem on my phone or my laptop, I have to get my mum or my sister or my missus to sort it out. Because come technology, I'm absolutely useless at it.
Really?
It's only in the recent sort of 3 or 4 years I've really got into it.
Because you're big, you're on it with the social media, aren't you? You're like proper on it.
Yeah, that's come through talking the truth, being real, I think. But yeah, that's just grown over the last sort of 3 or 4 years.
Right.
But it's like even with social media now, like if I get logged out of one of my accounts, I have a meltdown. Like I can't get back in.
Yeah.
Like, my missus has to do it, or my sister, or my mum.
Yeah.
Like I haven't got a clue. I can't deal with stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that like literally the whole world had changed. But no, like I'd caught carp to £39.6 by the age of 14. Like 2000, I think 2004 and 5, around that sort of era. I'd caught numerous 30s. I'd caught fish that are 40 and 50 pound in Runcton and Vinatro now. I'd caught them at 25, 30 pound.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you've got all these new anglers I hadn't even heard of. You've got all the old school lot. Like Terry's still not done social media, is he?
No.
I've hats off to him. Like,
yeah.
But the rest, like anything you want to know in carp fishing, you just go on social media.
No, yeah.
And I didn't really get involved in it for the first few years, but it sort of annoyed me, I think, because I see all these people earning money and making a living and living on the bank. Because by this time my money was running out, so I was like, bait deals. How am I going to do it? You got to have social media. But back in the day, it was get yourself in a magazine and. I mean, you get noticed. Now it's just like social media. So I started an Instagram. And it just grew naturally. And then, where was we at? Brooklands. I fished Brooklands. And I think that's probably where I sort of got introduced to it, really.
Right.
And then from Brooklands, I went back to Chichester. I just wanted to go back there and fish. I knew it was where I sort of the last place I fished before I went away.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to go back and have a go. But now it was a syndicate. My mate was on there at the time. And he got me a ticket. And the addiction just kicked in again. It went from fishing Chichester to Brooklands, Chichester. And then from Chichester I went to Lynch Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Up at Christchurch up at Lynch Hill.
Yeah.
Went up there and had an absolute unbelievable session. I think in 4 nights I had 11 fish. I had that toe jam out at £39. I had baby wood carving out. I had black spot common or something they called it.
Jeez.
Never fished it, never even set foot on the place before. And that was like, I think his name was Kent. Not Kent Particles, it was something Kent. He rolled the old hand roll baits and he approached me. And that was my first experience of this new social media wave. And from there I went to RK Leisure.
Right.
Kingsmead 1, K1 as they call it.
So Lynch was just it was like a one-off session.
Yeah, it was just a one-off.
Day ticket back then, wasn't it?
Because it was syndicate, and then he went to day ticket, and the guy that I used to be friends with at the time, he was fishing up there quite a lot. And I remember he was on a 33-night blank.
Jeez.
And he was like, you have to come up and have a go.
And you rock up. And
I fucking rocked up, didn't I? And absolutely spanked the place. But yes, and then I think we got a winter ticket on there that year because they used to do a winter ticket.
That's it, yeah.
And we got a winter ticket. And I remember we done from the 1st to the 14th of every month through the winter ticket. I think we've done that for 2 years on the bounce. But yeah, from Lynch Hill, I went to RK Leisure.
Which lake?
K1, Kingsmead 1. I just wanted to catch big fish.
Yeah.
Like,
What year is this?
that would have been 2000 and end of 2017, beginning of 18, I should imagine.
Right.
Because I pretty much had most of them out of Brooklands in a space of, I'd say, less than 4 months. I'd caught most of them out of there. And it was just baiting heavy and casting. It was quite a big lake. And to the centre, if I remember right, it was like 36 wraps or something.
Right.
But no one could fish it. And I've just always been able to cast. And I didn't care if I broke rods. So I just used to go down there, and I found a swim that no one really fished, but had range. And I was just, because I literally lived 2-minute walk from the lakes, I used to go down there just to bait up, just keep baiting and baiting and baiting. And I was using spods. Because all that, I've bought a load of second-hand spods on fucking wherever I bought them.
Classified.
Yeah, classified.
Yeah.
So I was still using them. Obviously, my mate showed me spom. Mate, you got to use a spom. I was like, what the fuck's a spom? Wrap sticks, like.
Yeah.
Didn't know anything about them. I should use the marker. ESP used to do it, or probably still do, but
the tape, the string stuff.
Yeah, that's what I used to use.
Yeah.
Tape that up.
Yeah.
Pace it out. Tie it to a fucking post and walk it down the bank. That's how that's all cast it out and then clip it up to where it was, to the first eye.
Yeah.
And then someone introduced me to wrap sticks. Brilliant. Best thing I've ever seen, they are.
They are good. I just don't like them.
Yeah, I've had to put a few stunts on places with them. Because I was like, where was I? I think it was Christchurch. Yeah, it was Christchurch on the winter ticket. I kept watching some guy asked me where I was catching them from and that.
And he was counting you.
He was counting my wraps.
Yeah.
So I used to wrap them up 9 foot. They said use 9 foot stick.
Yeah.
But yeah, so RK Leisure, had a wicked time up there. Caught a load of them, and quickly as well. And then I got nicked and went back away for 16 months. And then got out. Where did I fish when I got out of there? Burfield. No, it wasn't. Here. I came up here. I was flitting around up here before. I went on a social at Junction 12 with John Mack and John Bartley. And they introduced me to this place. And I was fishing Pingewood. And I caught quite a few of them out of there. But I'd never really campaigned it. I just sort of, because I'd got out, I hadn't fished for so long, I wanted to fish everywhere.
Yeah.
You can imagine someone going, oh, these lakes, I'd want to go fish it. Then so another lake. I had about 8 or 9 tickets at one stage. I'm not even fishing half of them, but I just wanted to fish everywhere. And fished Pingewood, caught a few out of there. And then when I end up on Burfield, I was pestering them for a ticket. But there's a story behind that, because while I'm sat in jail, obviously I'm getting the magazines, and I'm seeing this common, the Burfield Common, like just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I was like, seeing all the books, all the magazines, fucking Burfield. I had Nigel Sharp's book in there, I had Terry's books in there, I had Ozzy's book in there. So I'd read them all. Like I taught myself to read and write with Terry's book.
No way.
Yeah, I couldn't read and write before I went away. And I eventually got a ticket on there through Greg Ellis. He caught it, and then he raffled his ticket off. And the deal was, he raffled it off for the otter fence money.
That was it.
And you got the winter ticket, and if you didn't break any rules and you got on with everyone,
yeah,
then you stayed on and you got the full ticket the following year. So in my head, I was like, right, well, if I get this ticket and win this ticket, I get the winter fishing out of it, but I jump the list. Basically what I was paying for, I was paying to jump the list in my eyes, but I gained a few months fishing out of it. Well, I'll give $2,000 for the ticket. I won it for $2,000, and I didn't even come up to it. I was on the phone, to be fair to them, because I can't remember what I was doing. I think I was away at the time. Not away, but away as in I was away with the missus at the time, and yeah, I got $2,000 I bid, and anyway, I ended up winning it. And yeah, I was relentless on there. I sort of made it clear that it's the rule on there is 4 days on, 2 days off. So I was on there 4 days on, 2 days off, till either I caught it or I found it dead. And everyone thought I was joking. Well, I wasn't. I was on there religiously. I was doing my 4 days, and I was going home 36 hours. I was sort of back at midnight till it landed here. Past midnight, so I was on the second day. And I was catching them. And then swims started getting rotated by bailiffs. Things started happening to my van. Someone pissed on one of my bait buckets, but they all knew that I was a fiery character, and they were told that if he doesn't get banned, he's got a ticket next year. And I wasn't reacting to anything because I wanted to catch that fish more than anything else. I wanted to catch that carp. So I was just sort of letting it slide. I weren't kicking off at no one. I was turning up at 3 o'clock in the morning to get into swims, and there'll be a guy in there, and then there'll be a bucket. But what he hadn't realised, I'd already done a lap. Like, there'd be no one else on the lake. There'd be a bucket in the swim. I'd be like, oh, whose bucket's that? Oh, it's so-and-so's in so-and-so's swim. Not really realising I've already been round there. There's no one else on there. So I knew what they were up to. Like, they were bucking it for his mate who was going to be turning up. And while I'm there, guess who walks through? And he's there with his gear. And I mean, I just beat him to it, basically. But I let it slide for a couple of weeks, and then it kept happening, and I just walked in one day and went, right, I said, next week I'm fishing this swim, because I found them, I was catching them. And on Burfield, that time of year in the winter, it was hard.
Yeah.
But what I didn't know is I was fishing about 350 yards of a bait boat, which you could use bait boats, but I was taking the piss.
But not 350.
Yeah, like I was fishing in the pond. So they would go in there blanking, I'd go in there and catch. I had 5 originals out in, I think, 7 weeks, 8 weeks.
Jeez.
Yeah. But they knew that I was there. And I'm almost certain I lost it on my second bite.
Was there any standout captures out of that lot?
Yeah, so there was a mirror. This is why I think I lost it on my second bite. So there was a mirror in there, which was my first bite. And it was like 35, 36 pounds. Really nice, scaly one, apple slice scales on it. I caught that in horrendous weather. And then I got the rod back out. Had another take. Flat rodded me. Could not stop it. Smashed me up. Made another rig. Got it all sorted out. Got the rod back out. I landed another common called the Birthday Common, which was, I think from memory, was about £28, might have been £30, but I think it was like 28. And I told John Mack, because obviously I was with Proper Carp Baits at the time, and so John was one of my closest pals. And I told John, he had told Sean, who was his business partner, and then Sean had told somebody on there, and of course then the word got out, which is when all the games started. But obviously John knew the full story. I'd had the mirror, lost the fish I couldn't stop, and then had the Birthday Common. Well, I think there's the next session I came up, one of the guys come around. I'm not going to name people because it's done and I've said it and done and dusted it, but the story was, so a guy come round to me who was a bailiff on there, and he's and basically told me what happened. So word for word, that he knew. And I'm not one to lie. I won't tell you, don't get me wrong, but if you ask me, I'm not gonna. If you say to me, "Have you caught anything?" I'm not gonna say it's lie to you and say no. I'll tell you straight, but I'm just not gonna be the one that goes, "Oh yeah, I've had fish." You know what I mean? If I can keep saying quiet, I will, but I won't lie. So I said, I've had this, I've had that. And he said, and he pulled his phone out. He showed me a video of the mirror I caught, the common I caught, and the Burfield common all feeding together 2 weeks before, about 300 yards down to my left. So I'm almost certain I lost it on my second bite.
Shit.
Yeah, but that was when all the game started. That's when it got really, really spicy over there. And I say, someone pissed on one of my buckets. Someone else spread shit up the side of my van. But it was all to get a reaction.
Yeah.
Because they knew what sort of person I was. Like, fiery. And I was, and for me, it was more my way. Like, I could give one of them a dig. I'd lose my ticket.
Yeah.
And in a couple of days' time, it's forgotten about. Whereas if I catch that fish, that was my way of going, fuck you. But they were rotating the swims. So I ended up doing, for 3 weeks on the trot, I would turn up and I was doing 3 nights sleeping in the car park in my bivvy and a bed chair. Then I would fish for 4 nights. Then I'd go home for 36 hours. Then I'd come back 3 nights in the car park, 4 nights fishing. So I was doing 7 nights away from home for a day and a half at home for 3 weeks, just to get in, just to basically break the rotation up.
Yeah, fair play.
And I got a phone call from the owner and said that he's refunded me my money and I wasn't welcome on there as I didn't fit the criteria anymore. They knew I was messing around.
Yeah. Had you had any trouble there at all, or were you squeaky clean? Like,
I hadn't done anything to break rules.
No.
Apart from that, right at the end, like when I knew it was coming to an end, I told one of the bailiffs, I saw him, I punched his head in.
Mm.
And that was that. I haven't spoken to him since.
No.
They've as you know, where we are now.
Yeah.
Burfields, you could spit and land in the lake.
Yeah.
I don't see any of them.
No.
You know what I mean? I've got a few mates on there that fish on there. And, like, fair play to them. Like, they're not all arseholes over there.
No, of course.
There's a few. But the majority are all right. There's just a group on there that think they own the lake. And Craig rocked up and they didn't like it. But yeah, from there it was lockdown. And I ended up on the mere.
Yeah.
The Coal Mere.
Yeah.
So, and again, this goes back to jail really, because obviously the Coal Mere, the Black Mirror, I knew all about it, but also obviously had the big fish kill.
Yeah. Yeah.
But while I was in Rochester on the little 16-month sentence, there was a guy in there. Now I'm not going to name him because he's anti-social media. He's very underground. But when I tell you this guy's caught everything, he'd caught everything. But he was inside. And I got chatting to him, and thing is, in jail, you hear a lot of stories, and you call them storytellers, yeah, the millionaires, so to speak. All these people have done this, done that, and they're just full of shit.
Yeah.
Well, in my cell, I had all pictures of me fishing, and you clearly knew I was a carp angler, and I had all the books in there, the magazines, and this guy was obviously seen my pictures, and he's like, "Oh, are you into your fishing?" I was like, "Yeah, mate, yeah. I like my fishing." And like a lot of people, "Oh, really?" Yeah, like, I mean, one of the ways I used to find out whether they were carp anglers, I was, "Oh, what rods do you use, mate?" Because, you know, if they go, "Oh, Centuries or Free Spirit," I thought, "Oh, okay, you're an angler." I used to cut all the bullshit out, basically. Anyway, gets chatting to me, clearly an angler, but he's talking about the Mere, he's talking about this, all these different waters. When I had a book, it was Rob Malin's, I'm sure it was Rob Malin's, Off the Beaten Track. And he said, "Oh, can I borrow that?" I went, "Yeah, of course you can." And in this book, he doesn't name any of the waters. But within about 3 days, this guy's come back down to my cell from his cell. Obviously, he's borrowed the book, he's brought the book back, and he's naming all these lakes. He's naming this fish, this is that one. I'm thinking, who the fuck is this geezer?
Mm.
I mean, he's naming everything. Yeah? He clearly knows his stuff. Anyway, he's gone, "Oh, do you know about the Mere?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, the Black Mirror, blah, blah." He said, "No, do you know about the new stock?" And I was like, "Nah." And he's, "I've had this one, I've had that one, blah, blah, blah." And I'm thinking to myself, really? Do you know what I mean? The only reason I'm talking about them now as well, I wouldn't do it, is because most of them are dead. Like the one I had dead anyway. I've got pictures and videos of it, so that's why I wouldn't be speaking about it if it wasn't a fact.
Sure.
I mean, out of pure respect to people.
Sure.
But yeah, they're not in there anymore anyway, so it's irrelevant. But yeah, so lockdown came and I was on Christchurch, got told we had to pack up. Then I had John Mack living with me at the time, and we was like, what are we going to do? So we fucked off down to Belgium. Everyone thought we was mad. They was like, you ain't going to get through the border. Like, this is right in the middle of lockdown. And we was like, fuck it, we're going to try. Mate, we went straight through the border, straight through France, straight into Belgium.
Everyone says that.
Right?
Because no one else is doing it.
Better than I.
Yeah,
right?
everyone says this.
But John had a mate down in France who owned a lake, and he'd wrote a letter because you could travel for work.
Yeah.
So John got this letter drawn up. So we've obviously, we're heading to Belgium, but if we get stopped, we're going to work on this lake. Well, yeah, we didn't get stopped. No one batted an eyelid. So we've gone down to the Kempish. Got down there, we set up on fish, got the rods out. I'm not joking, within 6 hours, the Belgian police come round. Right, you got to leave. We're shutting all public activities because of COVID. So we literally just drove all the way down to the Kempish, got set up.
Shit.
And now we've got to leave. So, we're driving back and we're like, where should we go? And like, where can we fish? I went up the Big S in Oxford. I went and had a look around there.
Yeah.
Thought, wow, that's got a few fish in it. Yeah. Did that back in the end. Like, back in, I don't know nothing about the place now, but back then I knew it had a couple of fish in it because I think Gary, is it Atkins? He was on there. Or he'd done a bit on there. Or something. I'm sure it was him. There was someone that was... It had a few out of there anyway back then. And so I thought, fuck it. No one's going to be out. I'm going to go and fish up there. Got up there and there was a couple of other lads obviously on the same thought pattern. So I done a night anyway. I left them to it. John's rung me. He was like, should we go and have a look up the mere? I was like, then it come to me what the guy in jail had said to me. Like,
You'd forgot all about it.
I totally forgot the conversation. Like, totally forgot about it. So already I've rung on the fella up and I've gone, listen, and he's like, so he sent me some pictures through. But what he'd done is he'd sent me the pictures through with his prison ID card across his face. Because obviously he didn't want the pictures getting out.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah? Obviously turned the ID card over so you couldn't see who it was. But his prison ID card was over, obviously all you could see was the fish. And I was like, no, I said to John, fucking hell, mate, he's told me about there's some fish in there. So rung him up, got the pictures through, and there was... To go out, there was a couple of nice mirrors. Like I say, both of them are dead now, so don't even bother going up there because I'm trying to fish for them because they're gone. But yeah, there was 2 linears, and we've gone and had a walk around it. And within 4 hours, we was on there fishing, and we lived on there for 55 days straight. And we had 12 fish, and I had one of the lins, which is on my Instagram.
Was there anyone else doing it back then?
There was me and John lived there. We never went home for 55 days. There was another angler who is a good friend of mine. He was on and off over that period of time doing 2 or 3 nights a week. And then we had one of our pals that used to come up and join us for a night or 2 here and there. But no, as it goes, it was just me and John fishing it flat out.
And this is during COVID?
Right in the middle of COVID.
Right. So was there boys on it before COVID?
I don't know.
You don't know.
We was literally scratching our heads somewhere to fish.
Right.
And he was, and I don't even think he mentioned it to fish. I think he just mentioned it, should we go out for a walk? Because obviously he caught the black mirror.
Yeah.
And probably just to get out and go and do some walking. And then the penny dropped about what matey had told me.
So John didn't know?
I think he knew about there had been fish gone in, but didn't know to the extent.
Right.
So, but yeah, when I say fish gone in, there was two carp that were special, and like I say, actually, I think it was one died last year and one died the year before. So, right. But I was lucky enough to catch one of them.
Where did you know where they came from?
The River Valley fish.
Right.
Is it River Valley? Yeah, I'm sure it is.
I don't know.
I'm sure it's called River Valley. But yeah, there was 4 fish. 2 went in the mere, One went in next door and one went in the other side.
Right.
In the lake. There was basically 3 lakes in a row.
Yeah.
One went in each of the outside ones and 2 went into the mere.
Got you.
The one that went in, the one next door, that died. And then the one that went into the other side of the mere, there was rumours of that one dying as well. But the guy that runs like I think he's like fucking, I don't know, it's like a sailing club or something. Is it like water sports on there or something? His name was Paul, but I think he got fed up with people poaching it.
Yeah.
But rumours were that one died as well. So, yeah, it's a shame really. But so we caught them ones out of there. I went home to, because I had a missus as well. So I've done 55 days without going home.
Jeez.
She sat indoors. We got back, because obviously, like I say, John was living with me. So we got back to the house, and I said to her, "Look, I'll tell you, I'm not going to go fishing. I'll have a month off."
Yeah.
Right, and a few of my other mates. So there was a little lake near me. Do you watch Carl Alex?
No.
No. So the 2 lads, do you know Carl Alex?
I know what you mean.
They're they live in my town.
Right.
They live in Sussex, and they done a video on a lake, on a park lake. They called it the Park Lake 40.
Right.
Or the Park Lake Diaries or something, but they call this common. It's £40. The lake's only about an acre, but it's like right on my doorstep, and I'm like talking 3 minutes from my front door.
Right.
But I've known about it for years. But where I was always fishing, like Winton's, and then obviously Patching Pond, and then Chichester, and then on the Run, then all these other places, I never needed to fish it. Sort of never really. I'd never wanted to. It's always been there. I knew what was in there, but never had felt the need to fish it. Just see all my mates catching it. Do you know what I mean? It's always like 36 to £40. But yeah, finished on the mere, and at the time I used to smoke a bit of wacky backy, and so I've got the dog and the missus. I've gone down. I said, I'll go down and have a smoke with them, with a lot of the boys that are on the parlay. Gone down there. And one of them had caught it. It was May. It was May the 17th. May the 11th. He caught it at £39. Well, I know, obviously, because it says right on my doorstep, I know he's got a lot of history in May doing captures twice in a week. He's done it like 3 times. So he's got it May the 11th. I'm down there on May the 12th having a smoke. Promised the missus I wouldn't go fishing for a month because I've just done 55 days on the mere. They're like, "You're going to come down and have a social?" No. Well, of course, you know what's happened. I'm down there the next day, and I'm going to call it my 3rd night on May the 17th, within exactly a week after it was called by my other pal.
Yeah.
So I'd done the same thing again. So I caught that one at it was like 39 ounces. I was sort of running out of places to fish. And then, that's when life turned bad for me, if I'm honest. I just turned to drugs. Just never really got, and even though I was involved in it, in the dealing side of it, I'd never been involved in actually taking it apart from smoking the odd joint. But lockdown, and do you know what? I don't even know how it happened. But within the space of 2 years, I was sniffing gear every day for about 3 years, every single day.
Sure.
Fishing, wasn't interested in my fishing, wasn't interested in working, pretty much lost everything around me. And yeah, all I wanted to do, and all I knew I needed to do, was to go fishing.
Yeah.
I knew that's what I needed to do. But I'd do like a few days work, get some money, plan to go fishing, finish work, get on the gear. Next thing you know, I'm 3 days in, I've missed all the fishing.
Yeah.
Then I've got to go back to work. So it just never happened. Just didn't fish for 2 years. But I knew, and I was telling everyone, I was telling all my friends, all my family, I said, I just need to fucking go fishing. Because of, like, again, it goes back to the jail. Like, I spent all them years on my own in a, like, when I step out of these, what are they called, the bloody lake prison then, you know, when I step out of the car park of the lake, I call that the real world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Outside of these gates is the real world.
Yeah.
Like here, like, it's my world. I'm on my own. I'm on the lake. Like, I don't have to deal with everyday stuff, which I've never had to deal with for years. I mean, I've never had to deal with it. I fished from 12 to bloody 17, went on the run to Spain, went to prison, got out fish full time. I've never had to deal with it. So I'm back trying to work, and it was just life stress. And I just knew I needed to go fishing. And I was doing some tiling. Got a phone call to do a tile of floor down in Brighton, near Brighton. Turned up, and the guy that's fishing with me now, Lewis, he was the chippy, and started talking about fishing. And he's like, I'll do a bit of fishing. And yeah, if it weren't for him, I'd either be dead or probably sold all my fishing gear, if I'm honest. Yeah, he just gave me that enthusiasm and kept on ringing me every day, making sure I was all right.
Oh, good man.
Yeah, mate, he saved it. And from there, I just needed something to focus on. And thing is, I've always campaign fished. I've never been that angler that fishes every now and again. Like, fair play to the guys that turn up on a weekend after work and go fishing. Like, I can't do it.
No.
I've always, from early days, been that angler that I'm on a lake, call me a time bandit, call me whatever you fucking like, couldn't care less. But yeah, I was a time bandit. But I lived there, and I'd know where they were, I'd know where they're showing, I knew they're, like, I mean, I'm part of it. If I was away from the lake for 3 or 4 days, I felt like I had to start again. So I never wanted to be away.
Yeah.
So working and trying to juggle work and fishing, I just lost the buzz for it. I just literally couldn't get the enthusiasm, because all I wanted to do was be at the lake. And in reality, in the real life, you can't do that.
No.
Like, you've got to work, and now I've got kids. Like, the things are a hell of a lot better now. Obviously, I don't touch gear, I don't drink, I don't smoke. I smoke these bloody vapes that drive you around the bend. But other than that, I just work, spend time at home with my family, and now I just go fishing. I do sort of mini campaigns. Like, in the spring, I'll fish it hard. In the autumn, I'll try and fish hard. Summer, I'll do my work.
Yeah.
But if I could do anything, it would be fucking fish 5 days a week.
Yeah.
It's what makes me happy. It's what keeps me feeling alive. Do you know what I mean? Other than my daughter now. Other than that, I can't wait to take her fishing. She's only 2 though. She's gonna be a fucking nightmare. But yeah, it's just fishing, man. It's just, I don't know, it's just something about it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get outside. I went out again, going back to lockdown. We won, my mate bid on a charity raffle for, I don't know what charity it was for, but he basically bid a lump of money for a lake exclusive out in France. And because of COVID, it couldn't get booked. So it was like 3 or 4 years later, he eventually got his booking on this lake that he'd paid all this, like, towards his charity for. And he said to me, I said, do you want to come? I was like, yeah, I'll come down. So this is right in the middle of when I was bad on the gear. So I ended up driving, he drove, we ended up going down to the overnight crossing. It was like a fucking 5 or 6 hour ferry crossing, hour and a half to Dover. Then a crossing over there was like, I'd say 5 or 6 hours. Then I think it was like a 5 or 6 hour drive the other side. Hanging out my fucking arse, pissed out mid on the ferry, and got down to this lake that we'd obviously got the lake exclusive. Turned up and there was bivvies everywhere, right? And we're like, what the fuck's going on? All I wanted to do was go to sleep, right? He was hanging as well. Got down there and the guy basically, long story short, he double booked us, right? I was fucking livid, as you can imagine. I wanted to fry him in. He's threatening to call the police and everything out there. So anyway, we got off. I was like, fuck this guy, let's go. So I was phoning around everyone down in France and got put onto a lake it's on the Dream Lakes complex called Moroni's.
Right.
Have you heard of it?
No.
So you got Dream Lakes 1, 2,
Yeah.
3 and 4. They're obviously not being, they're holes in the ground, like they're holes filled with water, loads of big fish. Every each their own. Everyone, people like love fishing it and enjoy it. Fair play to them. It's not for me. But yeah, I got told, oh yeah, there's a lake at Dream Lakes called Maroney's. I was like, oh, really, Dream Lakes? And he was like, no, it's about 140 acres. It's a working gravel pit. We don't really know the stock. Now, bearing in mind, I've gone there to fish, gone to France to fish a 17-acre lake, no boats. I've got 13-foot rods, 3-ounce leads. Like, I'm going to fish a 17-acre lake. Right?
Yeah.
That's gone tits up. Now, all of a sudden, we've driven an hour down the road. I'm on this 140-acre pit. I've got none of the gear for it, right? But with that, that's literally all we've got. But we've been told that there's carp to 50 pound that they know of. Basically, it was used as a stock pond, a stock-in pond for Dream Lakes, but there was something to do with the authorities that stopped the angling on it. So it never got fished for about 20 years, apart from the odd bailiff or the odd person used to fish it. But the law had changed, and all of a sudden, we was allowed to fish, but no one had really done it. Anyway, it turned up. They lent us this punt, because I always carry a life jacket and an oar, no matter where I'm going fishing. Because if I get one snagged up or something, 9 times out of 10 there's a boat somewhere, but there's never a life jacket, never an oar. I've always got one in the van. Anyway, they've lent us this massive fucking plastic fiberglass punt. We're out there. We've got no H blocks. I've managed to tie together 3-ounce leads, and it was just horrendous. Yeah. Well, the second morning in, I've braced a pair of 50s.
Braced a pair of 50s.
First 2 bites, second morning, 50 pound 6 common and a 52 12 mirror.
No
First 2
way.
bites from a lake that it might have a 50 in.
Yeah.
Right? My mates had a couple of 40s, got the rods back out, and, well, mate, what come over the net, I couldn't believe. I caught a 74 pound common.
No way.
Right? Bearing in mind that we've gone out there, we got told it was full of catfish up to 200 pound, and there's possible 50 pound carp in there. So I've had 3 bites, 2 50s and a 74, and I'm like, mate, I'm not even here to fish this gaff. Like, we're not even prepared for it. So I was like, right, next year I'm coming back the same week. Next year, 10-foot rods, boat, outboard, H blocks, I'm coming 20-ounce leads, 10-ounce leads, I'm coming all guns blazing. And I went back out there. I think 6 of us went, turned up straight in the same area. There was where it's a working gravel pit, there was this there was this big dumper truck that used to go down into the water on the far bank and pick water up in the bucket and take it back up. And these carp absolutely love this area, right? We was putting the drone up to do because it was so big and we was there for a short period of time. So we was putting the drone up to try and find them. But in the end, we didn't need to. They were there, and we were watching them as the trucks were driving back up out the gravel, out the lake, up the gravel works.
They'd swim in.
They were swimming in the tyre tracks, right? So obviously they loved this area. So we went all the way down there on this second trip. It was like, we need to get in this area. Got there, lake was empty. Still, no one was fishing it. And I say there was 6 of us, all doubled up. So it was in 3 swims. And me and Simon was in this swim that I'd fished a year before. And I was in a black Adidas tracksuit on the ferry. And my plan was to get the rods out and then to get changed. But I was in that tracksuit for 3 days. We had 64 bites in 3 nights. We didn't have an hour's sleep. He braced a pair of 60s.
Jeez.
2 62s within half an hour. I think we had 2 60s, 11 50s, 21 40s, and more 30s. And we was just letting mid to upper 30s go over the net cores. But it got to the point, we had 7 days, bearing in mind, and we'd done 3 nights. And we was both looking over, I was like, fuck this, mate. Like, we couldn't physically do it. We physically could not keep up. And obviously, we was boating baits out. Obviously, we had an outboard, but where we was doing so many trips, the batteries had gone, so we was rowing baits out. And we was putting baits out at 550, 600 yards to this area. But obviously...
That's graft.
Yeah. And with wind, on a massive pit. And to make things worse is there was at least 5 or 6 times where you'd drop the hook bait, drop the lead, and you'd be halfway back. And obviously I used to put my finger on the spool. I'd row with one hand, I'd put my finger on with the rod.
And
the line would be going, I'm like, that's a bite. I was getting bites. The first time I'd done that, I went out there, I had no net with me. Because I wasn't expecting the bite, do you know what I mean? Gone out there, dropped the fucking lead, on the way back, bang, got a bite. So my mate had to come out in the boat in the other boat with a net. But that happened like 5 or 6 times. Yeah, we ended up with 260s, 1150s, 2140s, and we was like, no, mate, we're done. The other guys were blanking. So we moved out, and we was like, right, we're going to go to the far end of the lake, the opposite end of the lake, where it's renowned to be like, no, it's hard. Yeah? So we went down there for a rest.
Yeah.
We went down there and let the other 2 lads move. The 2 of the other lads move in the swim. We're packing up, and I was like, go and get your rods. I reeled my rods in. I said, go and get your rods, buzz bars. I said, I'll do a rod each with you now. We've started off with 3 rods each. And like I said, we couldn't even keep 2 rods each in the water. Right? So I said, just use 2 rods. Rod there, rod there, rod there, rod there. I mean, between the 2 of them. Well, I think before we'd even drove the van out the swim from loading it up, I think they'd had like 6 or 7 fish. Everyone caught 50s. My mate had 2 60s. I had a 59. And then I went back again the year just gone with Lewis. I said I'd never go back. I had the lake record, 74. Session, 2 red letter sessions. Like, I didn't feel the need to go back.
No.
Like, what's the point? But Lewis hadn't really caught any big fish. Never really experienced that side of it. And because of the help and what he'd done for me, getting me back into my fishing, I said to him, I'll tell you what, I'll take you to Moroni's. So I took him out there, and his first bite was a 58. And I think I've done a video on it on my YouTube. We had 57 bites in 4 nights.
57 bites in 4 nights. It's that, in a way, it sounds fucking horrible. It's
insane. Like, you just can't keep up. Like treble takes. And when I say treble takes, not like you're playing a fish and then your other rod goes. I'm like, you're sitting there, and in the space of 10 seconds, all 3 rods are ripping off.
Yeah.
Like, there was very few times did we ever have rods in the water at bite time in the morning. Like, you'd be photographing a fish, and while you're photographing it, you get one of yours ago and one of his ago. Like, so in the end, to photograph them and weigh them and to document it. Obviously, I was filming it all.
Yeah.
We'd have to reel the rods in, because otherwise you was catching them quicker than what you was putting them back. It was getting out of hand.
This is on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, carp fishing with Carpy.
Carp fishing with Carpy.
Yeah.
C4rpy. Got you.
Yeah, so yeah, it's just a mad place. Belgium as well. You've been out to Belgium?
No.
Brilliant place.
I've never fished with carp outside the UK.
Have you not?
I don't want to. I want to. I maybe will do one day, but I don't know. I love
Belgium is
there's some of those fish are just,
mate,
something else.
Next level. I've been fishing out there for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
But I'll keep that I do that as my personal fishing.
Yeah.
Like, it's something else, mate. You fish out on stretches out there for a week.
Yeah.
You don't see another carp angler. In the height of the spring, you don't see another carp angler. Don't get me wrong, you go to places and there are, do you know what I mean? But you can go to so many waters, and the price of the ticket is like €50. You get every single canal and river and public lake in Belgium.
It's insane, isn't it?
Like, I love it out there. That's some unbelievable. I had a 47 common out of a canal, out of a shipping canal. I was out there with Terry Dempsey from Melbourne.
Yeah, it was last year, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw it flash up on your...
Yeah. Yeah, we was out there. We've done about 6 or 7 hours walking. Did you hear that?
No, I just saw you look, so I looked.
Well, I'm fishing, aren't I?
No, it's all good, mate. It's good.
Yeah, I went out there with Terry and went out there to do a trip. We was walking for 6 or 7 hours, seen one show in this massive shipping canal. And these ships that go down there have got cars on and they're huge.
Proper ships.
Yeah, massive. Like, you can't keep bottom. Your legs just get blown up against the side. And we seen this one head come up, but we were seeing it and it was probably a good 500 yards, 400 or 500 yards away. But we both saw it. And to see a fish at that distance, you know it's got to be an half sensible fish. So we jumped straight in the van, we shot up there and we stood there, and then in the space of 10 minutes, we see another 5 or 6 shows. Underarmed a couple of rods out just over the shelf. Yeah. Within an hour, mate, it was off £47. Trip made. Still had 6 nights left.
Amazing. Yeah, Belgium does. I mean, it looks... There's some serious fish out there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Serious fish.
Yeah,
which apparently aren't really fished for. Not like they are over here.
No, mate, nothing like over here. But the problem is you got so many people going over there doing films now.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay talking about it, but like, you won't get a location out of me.
No.
But then you got people over there doing films with all the fucking signposts in the background. Like, I get on well with a lot of the locals out there. I get on really well with them. But they all know that, they know I do the social media side of things now.
Yeah.
But they also know that I don't put anything from Belgium on it. So I get on well with them. They'll come around and have beers and barbecue with them and all that. Whereas there's other English guys over there, well-known English guys, I'm not going to say names, but they've gone over there and they've got chased off.
Yeah.
They won't have them over there.
It's understandable, mate.
Yeah.
You know, I mean...
Well, would you want a load of Belgium anglers turn up on your lake?
Yeah, exactly. No, definitely not.
Publicising it for their mates to come over.
Yeah.
Like, and they're like, some of the canals over there are unreal. The fish are unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing like France.
No.
I could show you pictures of fish you'd think they're from English estate lakes.
Yeah, yeah. They very much got that.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Fifth one.
So Holland, another one I'd like to do.
Yeah.
Not fished that yet. But
and that brings you up to present day. That's...
Yeah, I've had floppy tail out of Pingewood. I had that. I was fishing 5 years it took me to catch that fish.
Really?
Yeah. Just sort of, again, doing little mini campaigns, like doing like 6-week stints, doing like 3 nights a week, every week for 6 weeks. Kept catching a few. Caught a few of the good ones. Lost floppy at the net. The year before I caught it. And I had a North Met, North Met up in the Lee Valley.
Yeah.
I had a ticket on there. And I was on the motorway driving up there, and my mate Simon, he rang me and he's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm going to North Met fishing." He's like, "Oh, I'm fishing." I said, "Where are you?" "I'm on Pinge." Now, Pinge is my favourite lake. In the UK, it's my favourite lake.
Is it really?
Yeah, there's no other lake can compete. Other than Christchurch, it's on par with it, right? And he was in between jobs. So it was actually the guy that caught the 260s. So we was due to go, or was we just come back? No, we was due to go out there fishing, out to Moroni's. And he'd have a gap in between work, and that's why he was on there. He's like, "Oh, come and have a social, And I was like, go on." Anyway, he talked me into it. So I ended up coming off the junction that I was at, turning around and heading this way. Turned up, looked at the weather, fancied a swim. I know it likes that time of year. And bloody caught it, didn't I? First bite. After after I lost it the year before, I didn't go back on.
Right.
Went back on, first bite, landed at £43.
Lovely.
Real nice, old, crusty one. So
very nice, mate. Did you have the brute? Did you?
No, it died. It actually it died the year I went on there.
Right.
I think it died about a month or two before I went on there. Or did it die when I was on there? I think, do you know what? It was very close. I can't remember because I was fresh out of Nick then.
Yeah.
It was close. It either died a month or two before or a month or two after. I can't quite remember. Because my head, I was just fishing everywhere. I was Christchurch, RK, Reading, Farlows, like literally everywhere. wanted to fish every lake I could possibly get my hands on.
Yeah.
Chichester and Farlows was quite good fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a few out of there. Mad old place, them day tickets now, don't they?
Bit of a circus.
It's like a bait
I've not fished them, but
It's like a bait boat race now. You just see bait boats everywhere.
yeah.
A lot of these day tickets are just bait boats.
I've not seen it, but apparently there's a lot of these lakes, there's a lot of drones as well. Like lakes are having to ban drones because there's that many going
and
up.
I understand why. Like Del here, he banned them, and it's a good thing. Like, I do use a drone when I'm in Belgium on the canals or I'm in France.
Yeah,
but the difference is I'm out there for a week. I pay a lot of money for travelling and bait and etc. I want to make the maximise my chances that week.
Yeah,
and if I'm fishing a canal or a number of canals that are 10, 15, 20 miles long, you're never walking on them and you ain't going to find them all. Stick the drone up, try and sort of find them or see as much as you possibly can in the shortest amount of time.
I imagine it's still hard graft with a drone, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it?
It's not like
you're not just finding them straight away.
Got a car whispering on them. Do you know what I mean?
No.
You still need to find them and you still need to catch them. Even if you do find them, you still need to catch them.
Yeah.
But these day tickets, carp fishing's just gone mad, isn't it?
Just crazy, mate. Yeah, it's crazy.
And that's like my Instagram is blown up because I'm just a no bullshit sort of person. I'm fed up with seeing these people on social media and with these large platforms like YouTube and that, all these young kids following them, getting in, like I call them instant carpers. Like anyone can walk into a tackle shop now, spend £1,000 and have a ticket and fish for a 40-pounder.
Yeah.
Like no matter where you are in the country, anyone can do it. And then you've got these certain people on YouTube fishing for these big companies promoting all this fishing out in we're using boats with no life jackets on, and it's just fucking horrendous. And I've outed them. Like carp safety for me, like I've had a lot of stick for it. Like you shouldn't leave them alone, let them do what they're doing. But I would if they weren't promoting it to youngsters who are trying to get into carp fishing.
Yeah.
It's not right. I don't agree with it.
I mean, it's nuts. You could literally go, you could never have fished before, go buy a load of tackle and fish, go onto a day ticket, fish that very evening for a 50-pounder.
Easily,
and potentially catch it and have no knowledge of fish care or anything like that.
Yeah, well,
it's fucking nuts.
I said to you earlier, like Luca Bishford that was in Love Island and MasterChef, like become a good friend of mine, never really fished before. Me and Lewis have got him into fishing about, I'd say 4 months ago. Well, in 4 months, he's got absolutely everything fully kitted out. And he's had a 38, a 37-12. Like,
fucking hell.
I would have, like...
In 4 months?
In 4 months.
It took me over 4 years to catch a 30.
Lewis still hasn't caught a 30. I think his PB's 32.
Right.
Luca's first fish, I think, was £38.
That's crazy.
Prime example of instant carper.
Yeah.
But look, it's each to their own. It's what they enjoy doing. But all I'm saying is, if you've got a public image and a following, you shouldn't be promoting the negative and the bad side of it.
No, you got a responsibility, haven't you?
Yeah.
Because kids do look up to people, don't they? They just do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like sacking fish, like in the middle of summer. It shouldn't be done. But it happens, and the people pay the consequences for it, I suppose. But it is what it is. I'm just me. I won't say that. I've lost sponsorship deals on opening my mouth. But me's me, mate. I'm not going to change. Is that a visitor?
We've got, I don't know. No idea.
Kids fishing. There you go. Lovely. With their spinning rod, look.
Good for them.
Yeah, you get them walking around here quite a lot.
Yeah.
A couple of young lads walking around yesterday with their spinning rod, catching pike and perch and that.
It's good to see.
I love it.
Yeah.
I actually bought a float rod about 6 months ago. Float rods and floats, a reel.
Yeah.
Just like for the boredom.
Yeah.
When you sat here behind these bloody lifeless rods.
There's nothing like watching a float, is there? I love it. I love it, mate.
Me and Simon was out in France fishing Chateau Moulin. Was it Chateau Moulin? Yeah, I'm sure it's called Chateau Moulin. Went out with Nigel Sharp and Kate, and they had a load of bream in there. Well, we took a feeder rod. We had such a good time fishing with these bream. Like,
bit more sport on a feeder.
Yeah, we had a right laugh. Like, when I was on Burfield, I used to take a spinning rod, drop shot and rod with me catching the perch.
Yeah.
It ain't all about these bloody carp shit.
No.
Don't get me wrong, it's what gives me the buzz, but it's like
it's more to fishing.
Yeah, there's more to life as well now.
Yeah.
It's like it's nearly ruined my life twice, carp fishing. So now I just sort of take it in its stride.
Do you think you've got a good balance in all arenas of life now?
Yeah, I've got a good balance, not the balance I like or I want, but it's the right balance for me and my family.
Right.
Like, I go to work, I work my bollocks off. Like, me and Lewis have just done a complete house renovation. Worked for 4 weeks solid, had 3 days off in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
But we've done it to have this 7 days fishing. And then I've got another renovation to do on our own house. We've just got the keys to our own house about 3 or 4 days ago.
Lovely.
Yeah, so I'm going to spend a month renovating that. Then I might have another week's fishing.
Yeah.
Whereas before, I'd want to be doing 3 nights at least every week.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't getting it, I'd start getting I'd be aggy with people because I just wanted to go fishing. Whereas now I'm just like, you know what, I've got my daughter at home.
Yeah.
I've got another one on the way. And yeah, I've only been away 2 days. I miss her already.
Yeah.
How
old's your daughter?
She's just over 2.
Right.
I've got a 7-year-old and a 2-year-old and one on the way. So, but yeah, I've just been away now for a couple of days and miss her already. Like,
they change as well, don't they? My son's 3 next week, and like I've been working fuckloads recently, and I won't get home till late, and they change so quick. They're constantly learning new words, new things. It's like weekend comes, I'm like, shit, I can do all this now.
She started walking when she was 10 months old.
Yeah.
And again, I used to do the same as what I'm doing now. I do at work because I do bathroom refurbs mainly. So I'll do a bathroom refurb, it'll take me sort of 2 weeks. Then I basically I used to book my fishing in now around the moon phases.
Yeah.
So I'd look at the beginning of as soon as the year comes, I go, right, moon phase fishing, moon phase fishing, moon phase fishing. Then I'll book the work in around the fishing.
Yeah.
And at the time when she started walking, she's like, I think she's about 10 months old. And I remember going away fishing, I think for 4 or 5 days, and coming back, and she just fucking totally changed.
Crazy, isn't it?
She looks massive compared to what she was 4 or 5 days ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, she was just about walking, just about taking stairs. Now she's running around the front room like a lunatic. But yeah, no, the balance is good now. I just try not to take it too seriously.
Yeah.
Like, just want to do my fishing, catch a few fish. I still want to be the campaign fishing, like the target fishing. But I know I can't be doing 3, 4, 5 days a week.
No.
I don't want to be going back into the criminal world. And to fish full time, that's pretty much the only way you can do it nowadays, unless you're working in the fishing industry.
Yeah.
So I do my YouTube and I do a few bits on social media, Instagram for my bait and a few other bits and bobs. But other than that, I'm just enjoying my fishing.
Yeah. If people want to check out your social media, it's
C4rpy Craig, C4rpy Craig. He's Instagram, and like I said, the YouTube is Carp Fishing with Carpy.
You're going to be doing more on the YouTube thing, you said?
Yeah, I've just bought an Apple Mac Pro laptop. Again, this goes back to the technology side of things. Like, I've got every single campaign over the last 9 years filmed, everything.
Really?
Probably not, apart from the first year. I'd say the first year I didn't have. So I've bought about 8 years worth of campaigns. Everything's filmed.
Wow.
But it's only in the last 6 months that I've actually been doing something with it.
So you're going to put that old footage up?
It's having the time.
Editing, isn't it?
It's fucking editing, mate. It's like the vlogging stuff. I've started editing the vlogs. It's a bit easier because there's no, what's the word? It's like, it's just easy to do. You just throw it together, don't you? There's no slow motion and all that sort of stuff. But the films is hard work.
Yeah.
There's so much to it.
Yeah.
It takes fucking weeks just to do a 20-minute film. But I had that Moroni's film is on, my last film that we got released was the last trip to Moroni's.
Right.
And that took, I think, he done it in about a week, and that's the guy that does it for a living.
Really?
Yeah. Probably took me about 3 months.
Yeah.
And it still wouldn't have been as good.
No.
Yeah, look, I've got loads of ideas. I have got an idea which is actually happening. Do you watch Gogglebox?
No.
Do you know what Gogglebox is on TV? Channel 4?
Is it where people watch people watching TV?
Yes.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
That just does not make sense.
So I've got something in the pipeline at the moment where I'm going to be doing it on the carpfish.
Right.
So it's going to be me and my pal, or me and different person maybe each time, watching carp fishing films and dissecting them. Basically, it's going to be reactions to carp fishing films. Right, but you can imagine,
So you and your mate are going to watch.
yeah. So you'll have a camera on me and
Got
a camera on the obviously on the TV,
Right.
and you're going to get a live.
That's going to be a lot of editing, though, isn't it?
I don't think it will.
You got to switch from one to the.
Yeah, I'll just be switching screens, I think.
Right.
I don't really. I've got someone who's going to edit them for me anyway.
Right.
But there's going to be no holes barred. Like there's going to be.
Oh, so you're going controversial route.
Well, I will do both, but the first two I've got lined up
Right. Okay.
are going to enter with a bang.
Got you. Because I was thinking, no offense, no one wants to watch you
No.
just watch a photo.
No, these are going to be. I'm going to be pulling carp fishing videos
Right.
apart,
I see. Right.
but leave myself open for mine, obviously.
Like a critique type chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that there's just so much stuff that they contradict themselves. They're out in boats with no life jackets on. They're fishing up against snags and out in boats putting other rods out when their mates are sat on the bank laughing. There's so much stuff that shouldn't be happening and shouldn't be promoted. You're watching the geese fight.
Two Canadians going at it.
Mate, they're an absolute nightmare on it.
Yeah.
My laser pen, my little one, I don't think. They drive you mad on it.
There's a lot of pink-foots around, pink-footed geese. You probably can't see them. They keep going behind you.
Yeah.
Fucking loads of them, yeah.
They're probably going across the Engie
Right.
field. It's quite shallow. It's only like 6 foot
Right,
and doesn't really get fished often.
right.
There's a big carp in there though. Yeah, these geese, mate, are an absolute nightmare. Oh.
Awesome, mate. It's fucking good. Is there anything you want to cover that we haven't
Can't think of anything.
already gone on to?
No. You know what it's going to be like. I'm going to think of something.
Yeah, there'll be a whole campaign you missed out, but
Yeah. Well, there has been things, obviously, I haven't mentioned that I have respect for other anglers. I want.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
of course. Yeah, of course.
But hopefully, I've got this common to deal with. It's like I told you, there's a common in here that's.
So this is you for the year until you catch it, or
This year's going to be again. It's going to be a tricky one for me because I've got the baby due in April.
yeah,
I'm out in France end of March for a week, and then I'm back 10 days before the due date. So I'm already on a touchy subject
That's
with the
dicey,
missus.
mate.
Yeah, the missus ain't happy about that one.
this is second.
Yes,
Yeah,
second. Yeah.
I think they can cut. I think the seconds don't they come early, or I got that wrong?
No, start with that. She can't be listening to this because she already sound like go. But yeah, no. So and then I'm back 10 or 11 days before a due date, and then baby's due the 17th, and then on the 26th of April, I'm filming an underwater series, but with a guy who's created a VR 360 simulation underwater camera. Never been done.
Right. Simulation. What?
So basically, he owns a VR simulation racing company in Scotland,
Right.
and he's created a VR 360 underwater camera.
Right.
So, you know, obviously when you've seen all these underwaters that are filmed,
Yeah.
Cipography, Corda, all the rest of them, you're seeing a 3 foot square.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to land it in that square.
Yeah.
One rod. Well, this guy's spent 90 grand. He's got 2 cameras and he spent 90 grand on each camera, making them and developing them. And he's got a 360-degree vision circumference, but you can also see up and up.
So it's viewing that the whole. It's not that the camera turns 360. It's that it's viewing the whole.
Turns.
It turns 360.
Yes.
Right.
It's been well tested. He's had some very good results on it. But I'm going to be doing one of the first. I'm going to catch 22.
And is that going to be on your channel or for someone else on your channel?
On both.
Right.
We're gonna collab on it.
Right.
But yeah, that's going to be, so that's April the 26th.
Right.
And then yeah, my spring I'll have May, but obviously I'm gonna have a new baby.
Yeah.
So this year I'm pretty much writing this year off. I'll do a few trips to Belgium, maybe get a few trips in over here in the autumn or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm accepting it, you know. I'm happy now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just when I start losing my head, that's when my family go fishing.
Get back to LA. Yeah.
Yeah. So
mate, it's been awesome. I enjoyed that. I really did.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, I enjoyed it as well. It's nice to get the story out there. So some people don't get me. Do you know what I mean? They just sort of see.
No, I mean, yeah, you are controversial, mate.
Yeah.
I mean, I told a few mates that I'm gonna get, and they're like, "What? Really? Why the fuck are you doing that?" But I think you do everything.
I'm just, do you know what it is, right? I just won't sell my soul. I stick to what I believe in. I was with a company a few years ago and I outed, I'm not going to name them, but I outed a couple of lads for some seriously bad, terrible carp safety.
Right.
And my sponsors at the time rung me up and said, if I didn't take it down, then I'd lose my sponsorship deal. I told them to poke the sponsorship deal up their ass. Like, at the end of the day, I'm not going to change me. My motto, if there's one thing I've learned in them 12 years, and in fact my whole life, is your morals and your loyalties and your words. The only thing a man's got. I don't give a fuck how much money you got. I don't care I don't care about anything. If you ain't got your word and your morals and your loyalty, you ain't got fuck all to me. I mean.
Yeah.
So that's just how it is. Like it or lump it. If you don't like it, unfollow me. Couldn't